Hi friends, it's Nancy, and today's Saturday. We're going to be working on our spring journal of a spring journal of an Edwardian lady, right? Sure. So we did a series before Christmas. We did a winter journal. This time we're going to do spring, so get out page 47 to 48. What we're going to be making is an altered envelope. So this is just junk mail where I've just slit the top of the letter. I've got a couple here. Anyway, this is going to be a little more complex, so we're just going to go slow and take our time. Grab my knife. So the first thing I want to do is cut a strip off of this side 4 1/8 inches long. Okay. Okay. Come on, you. There we go. This envelope is 9.5 by 4 1/8. I'm guessing it might be a little off, so I'm going to just measure, make sure it's 4 1/8 like every other envelope I've had. See if I need to trim. Oh, just a hair off the top. Okay. So this altered envelope, it was inspired by Angela Kerr. She gets all of the credit for this. I have sort of adjusted some of her steps and added a couple, but I watched her video last week, and now all I want to do is make envelopes. So I want the open side to be on the right hand side. So measuring from the bottom, I'm scoring at 2.5. And I'll flip it over and score that at 2.5. Just make sure it's really good. Now sometimes these flaps aren't fully all the way down, so take a minute to glue the flaps. My glue is a little yucky because I broke my pin. The head of the pin came off of my glue. So I've just stuck another pin in there, and it's not stainless, so it's rusty. And that's why my glue is gross. I need a new pin. Good. Yeah, I'm just making sure these flaps are glued down because it can make getting tags in and out really difficult. Like it might get stuck right on there. I don't think it will, not on that one. But if your envelope's not fully stuck, then you might need to do that. Okay, so I want to start with the front bottom flap. Just making sure I've thought this all out. I think we're good. Okay. So I want to do something a little special here. So measuring from the bottom of this page, so I sort of want to run a line, a line. Let's do 4 1/4 from the bottom. I'm not going to mark it with pencil. I'm just going to mark a little indent from the up to the tail and just from the beak. So that the pencil didn't show. So I'm just going to cut this line and then fussy cut around the top of this bird. Okay. I am going to be doing some sewing. Sewing is going to make this much more complicated. It's going to take time and just following along step by step. If you don't want to sew, not a problem. It's going to be just fine. However, if you want that extra special look, take the time to add some stitches. However, you have been warned. This is not going to be fast. So this was 2.5 inches. I'm going to measure from the top two and a half inches. It's not very square. I wonder what I did wrong. Now, this bird is called a chiffchaff. It's a songbird. And I want to save his name. So I'm going to cut out his name. Put that aside. Now, before I go any further, I am going to hold this against the envelope and using my 1-inch punch, sorry, I'll turn it the other way. I'm going to do a thumb hole. Now, I'm just going to do it like this. And when I have it here, then I'll punch out that hole. I am going to sew from under this beak and down and around and down. Not sure if you'll be able to see this. And I'm just following the edge of my presser foot. And taking it slow, just a couple stitches at a time. To make sure I get a smooth line. Just like that. Not right off the edge. You want to leave it a little space so that when we sew along the bottom, we can match up with it. Okay. Just to keep this neat, I like to bring my threads to the back and tie a knot and trim them off. If you're a big fan of hangy threads, you can leave as many as you like or take off as many as you like. I hope everybody had a great Valentine's Day. Today's Saturday. I said to Doug last night before we went to bed, I want to go to Schmidtville in the morning and have breakfast. we had been there about 3 weeks ago, and the lady who was at the table next to us had eggs Benedict, but instead of an English muffin, she substituted their multigrain toast. Their multigrain toast is worth the price of admission. I'm telling you, it is so good. And when I saw that she had done that, I knew I had to do that. Okay. I'm gonna glue that down now. Just gonna use my Fabri-Tac because it's so fast. I'm not going to go all the way to the edge because I know that there's a little hole that has to happen. Just put a little bit here. So we went to Schmidtville bright and early this morning, and I ordered, they had 4 kinds of, just going to trim this down a bit, 4 kinds of eggs Benedict. The one I got, it had shaved steak and fried onions with like a poached egg and hollandaise like normal. Wow, it was incredible. Okay, so now that that's adhered, I can see what I'm doing. I'm going to just match that up. Good stuff. Okay, now I will be going all the way around. Well, actually I'll be starting here and going all the way around to this point with my thread, which will leave out this little bit. And I can leave it like that, but I'm not. I'm going to just sew from this, just inside this corner to just under his little tail. It'll just take a second. I'm saying just a lot. Perfect. Chop that off. If you're worried about the bird being bent, you can add a little piece of card behind it. I'm not worried. The paper is really a nice weight. I'm not too concerned that the bird's going to get bent. Come on, little strings. My fingers aren't working. All right. Now, got this thing showing. If that doesn't bother you, it doesn't bother me. But I'm gonna stick a piece of paper in there. First, I will do a little line of stitching. And That's fine. Again, it's just about, you know, what's your tolerance for not exactly perfect. I have low tolerance today. Tomorrow, I might be full on tolerant. Okay. Good stuff. All right. For the next trick, I'm going to cover the front. And if we have a couple of options here. If you want to glue this into your book, you don't need to cover the back. If you want to make it a free floater, you're going to have to cover the back. So I will be gluing this there. I'm going to use this. Now, this has got to fold down the center. If that fold bothers you, you're going to have to choose something else. It does not bother me, so I want this to be 7 by 4 1/8. I think I miscut that. Okay. So this will all be going like that. And I'm going to put a little clip here because I need to do another thumb hole. I'm going to use my 2.5 inch punch, and I might need to do this in 2 separate steps. Let's see. I feel like it's sharper on the side than on the front end. Ah, yeah, that worked. I knew it was sharper. Okay. So we want to do a line of stitching down the entire length of the side that has the thumb hole, right? So let's do that now. I have a sliding speed adjustment thingy on my machine, so I've got it turned about half speed, so just so I don't have any oopses. It's easier to sew this bigger curve than it is to do the little 1 inch one, but still. Take your time. freezing cold today though. But the sun is so beautiful. The sky, not a cloud in it. But it was really cold this morning. Like minus 15, I think. I don't know what that is in English. I mean Fahrenheit. Okay. Again, I'm just going to pull these threads to the back and tidy them up. Move the machine so we got a little more light on the subject. How are we doing so far? Did a little bit of thrifting while we were out. Not much because it was early. A lot of stuff wasn't open. Didn't get anything exciting, I don't think. Nothing to do a video about anyway. I think this video will go live Sunday morning, so by that time I will have drawn the winner of the 2,500 subscriber giveaway. So that's super exciting. I'm folding it on the wrong, or knotting it on the wrong side. Thinking about Eggs Benedict instead of what I'm doing. This is our first project in this series. I don't know how frequently I'm going to be able to post a video. I do have a long weekend. Nothing too exciting to do, so maybe I will get some crafting done. We'll just have to play it by ear. So if they come too fast, then just save them. Create a playlist and save them for future. If they come too slow, well, I guess you could look at the winter ones and see if you could adapt some of the winter projects for spring. Tea-dyed some paper last night. I never seem to have enough tea-dyed paper. I'm going to have to try my best to do more this summer than I did previous summer. Okay. So, let's get this guy on. The edges will be sewn on the top and on the left hand side, so I'm not too worried about getting a lot of glue on that side. But the bottom and the roundy edge, I need to have them pretty gluey. Come on, you match up with that hole really good too. Okay. And that looks perfect. Doesn't that look perfect? Okay, Now, we'll do a little trimmy trim here. Make sure I'm getting the glue on the right side this time. Unlike when I was tying the threads off. Hope I don't get my head in here. Here. Just have to patch that. Wonder why that happened. It didn't happen in my prototype. Just everything else went bad in my prototype. See? It was fine. I don't know. Anyway, we'll patch that. Nobody will ever know. A little fold line I don't like. Okay. A little bit of a trim here. If you're not comfortable with measuring, you could glue it first and then trim. Okay. Time for some ink. Little bubble of glue there. So spring, I'm thinking we're gonna be featuring a lot of birds and butterflies and bunnies and flowers. Okay. Now, I want to glue this edge down so that this is attached and we can pull tags in and out of here. But I don't want it glued all the way across because I want, of course, I want to have, let me grab a tag. Okay, so I'll glue it so that we can get a tag in and out of here, but no more than this edge here so that we can put tags here. I hope that makes sense. Looks like I needed just a bit of a trim here. Oh, Doug's home. Let me just stop that for a sec. All right, we're back to it. So I'm just putting a little narrow bead here of my art glitter glue. Stick that down. Oh, looking right at it. Looking right at it. Okay. I don't know where that came from. Too much dirt. All right. So the next trick, I just want to make sure this is even. Is I'm going to sew all these 3 edges. Maybe I'll put a paper clip on that just to... My kingdom for a paper clip. There it is. Okay. Sorry. Okay. Back you go. Whew. That's a lot of work, eh? Went and saw my Nana on, can't remember what day, sometime this week. She is just doing fine. She said, "Why why did you put me in this place? So what are you talking about? I said, if we hadn't put you here, you'd be dead. Well, I've been sick. I don't know that I was dying. I said, well, I knew you were. Oh, well, why didn't you send me to the hospital? I said, because you wouldn't go. We tried. And the only way you could go is by ambulance, and the ambulance would come and you'd say, no, I'm not going. And they can't force you because you're of sound mind, allegedly. Okay. So here is our altered envelope. So we're gonna make a tag that goes inside. We're gonna make a tag that goes in here. We're gonna make tags that go in here. We're just gonna do all kinds of fantastic stuff. So thanks so much for watching this first project, and come back soon while we work on the tags. And yeah, I think this is going to be a fun series. Thanks so much for watching. We'll talk to you again soon.